only English? I don't think so, but anyway, I'll make the presentation in English because we will record it, and I think I'll stick it to our webpage. So if somebody else wants to listen from abroad, so I'll keep it in English. So before going to the presentation mode, um, so when I go to presentation mode, I will not see you anymore. If there is anything you want to ask and stop, so please just switch on the microphone, and you can stop me with questions at any moment, so we can discuss. Before that, just let me introduce myself. I'm Krina Kojokaro. I'm professor in the physics department of the Polytechnic University, and I'm the director of the master in photonics. So let me go to the presentation mode. Okay, and try to share with you a little bit the details of this master program. So since I don't know exactly which is your background, and I'm sure you are coming from different ones, probably from physics, optics, and optometry, what I saw on the registration list, let me give you just a very broad idea of what this program is about and which are the subjects we are trying to tackle. So photonics is not something that everybody knows exactly what it is. If I'm saying optics, you will probably think in imaging, or you are gonna think in optical systems, in telecommunications maybe, or typical things that we work with light since ever. No, but photonics is broader than that. No, so photonics, we define it, if you want, today, like the science and technology of light. So it's everything that implements light and, as a consequence, photons, no, to produce any kind of effect, to induce something into the matter, or to measure. So the photons are the tool of exploration in the field of photonics. So this field have applications not only in physics or in optics, but also in chemistry, in material processing, of course, quantum science and technology. That's nowadays it's very hot topic, let's say. Engineering, a lot of systems. You cannot imagine practically any modern branch of the industry without having sensors, without having screens, without having photonic devices implemented in different applications and actions. Also in biology and medicine, and even in environmental science and so on. So photonics, it's a very broad area, including many, many different fields. And we can say that it is the revolution of the 21st century, as electronics has been the revolution of the 20th century. Just to make you aware that this is a new science and the new field, photonics has been defined as such only in 2010 at the European level as one of the key enabled technologies. The key enabled technologies are broad fields that are considered of interest from the strategical point of view, both from science and technology. So every 10 years, the European community defines 5 or 6 key enabled technologies, and photonics appeared as such in 2010. So this means that a lot of money are going into these key enabled technology fields, both for science as well as from technology and implementation and applications and so on. So in 2010, photonics had this definition together with nanotechnology, nanoelectronics, advanced materials, and so on. Usually, these key-enabled technology are defined for 10 years, and then they mostly disappeared. In the case of photonics, it has been renewed for the next 10 years, 2020, 2030, not only as photonics, as you can see here, but also if you pay attention to the other 4 key-enabled technology, somehow they include photonics inside, because advanced manufacturing and materials includes nanomaterials, includes laser processing, life science and technology. We are using light for many, many things in the life technology, artificial intelligence that is also applied to photonics, security and connectivity that is not possible without photonics. So with that, I want to tell you that this is a very interesting field for the near future, because as you can see in these plots, um, it is the most growing industry in terms of compound annual growth rate. So how much this industry market size grows in photonics. You see, photonics is the one that grows the most. And it's normal because it is involved, let's say, directly and indirectly in other technologies, in other markets like semiconductors, for example, nanomaterials, quantum science and technology, and so on and so on. So I give you these numbers because it's good to keep in mind uh, what you are going to learn and where you are going to go, possibly with the knowledge that you will get in this master program. And the perspectives and the possibilities are very, very broad. It depends a little bit on you to choose where you want to go. If you take a look to the most um, known journals in optics and photonics nowadays, you will see that there are many, many different subjects, like, for example, optical fibers and connectivity, communication in space, all the information that we get from materials here and even in the other planets, like these robots that probably you heard about because they are launched recently on to bring information, for example, from the other planet, and lightning, of course, virtual reality, material processing, and so on and so on. So what I want to say with that is that in the last 15 years, probably since this master has been created, aside of the typical optical subjects that are very well known since long time ago, other items appeared, like, for example, high power lasers. The high power lasers are nowadays at hand for different experiments or technology, but this is like this since probably 10 years ago, not more than that. Material processing that has been developed a lot, energy, environment, nonlinear optics, quantum, bio, and so on and so on. So nobody is able to cover all photonics. I think it's very difficult to say that there is somebody which is specialist in photonics in the sense that it could know and implement all these different branches. No? We need multidisciplinarity. So everybody with different backgrounds in optics, engineering, material science, chemistry, nanotechnology, telecommunications, and even biology and medicine are welcome to specialize in photonics and then to focus onto that techniques or that procedure that are helpful from their background. And this is why in our master program, the students come with different backgrounds, and everybody is welcome and everybody is useful, and everybody will find its own slot into the future, independently if you want to go towards a PhD and stay in research and academia, or if you want to go to different companies. The program has been created already 17 years ago in 2007. We are running, sorry, this is the 17th edition here. This year, it's a master of 1 year, 60 ECTS, shared among the three public universities here in the Barcelona area, so the Autónoma University, the University of Barcelona, and UPC. UPC is coordinating, so you are going to register and have the academic support at the UPC. However, the professors and labs are coming from all these three institutions, plus the Institute of Photonic Sciences. Probably you heard about this institute. It's one of the world leader in photonics nowadays, with more than 25 research groups, all of them working in photonics. So they participate in teaching in different elective courses and also into the master thesis proposals and so on. I'm not going to enter into the details of the specializations of the research group coming from all these four institutions, but as you can see, each of them has more than 3-4 research groups, everyone, each of them with different focus. For example, quantum science and technology is mostly shared between the Autonoma University and UB in terms of quantum optics, while the UPC has more applied research on optical engineering, for example, sensors, remote sensors, and so on, image processing, nonlinear optics and nonlinear dynamics, a lot of nanomaterials and metamaterials, optical fibers and telecommunications, and so on. And as I said, at the Institute of Photonic Sciences, it's good to go to their webpage and take a look to the research groups they have to get an idea of the expertise. But the message I want to tell you with that is that there are very few master programs where all the people, all the specialists working in a field decided to put this effort together. And that's very important because otherwise it's not possible to um, cover not all, but a broad number of topics interesting in photonics. No? So if you take only one of these universities, you will see that we have to reduce quite a lot the number of electives and the fields because, of course, we have to stick to the specializations of the professors, because at the master level, a professor does not share with you only a course, something that it's written in a book, but we share with you our own knowledge and our own experience in research. You will see that the elective courses are on the edge of the novelty in many senses. So it is very important that each professor is a very well-known specialist in that field, researcher, and there are professors that have a very important contribution to research of the international level. These are the different departments of the different institution participating in the program. So you see there are more professors than students. Obviously, one student are not going to see all the professors. It depends which elective courses you choose. But altogether, if we sum up the professors and people offering the master thesis, we are more than 60 professors and researchers participating into the program. Since there are 4 institutions participating, you will probably ask yourself, okay, so where am I going to go? Where am I going to stay? You do not move between different institutions. You will see that the timetable, it's divided in 3 teaching blocks. I will explain this a little bit later. So the first block between September and December, it's switched every year between the UB and UAB. This year, for example, we are developing now the first block at the Autonoma University. If you join next year, the first block from September to December will be held at the university in Barcelona. And then the second and third block from December to April are always held in the campus north of the Polytechnic University of Catalonia in Barcelona. And then the Institute of Photonic Sciences participate with practical elective courses. So there is only one elective course where students have to go to ICFO because it's mostly based on their own equipment and experiments. For the rest, you are staying in one campus, and us, the professors, we are moving up and down and coming to teach. Aside of the collaboration between the 4 institutions here in the Barcelona area, our master is one of the partners of the Erasmus Mundus master program Europhotonics. This is a 2-year master coordinated by France, the University Aix-Marseille, where the 4 institutions in Barcelona, it's one of the partners, together with Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, Tampere University, and Vilnius University. So students from this program are joining us in their second year, and they are choosing the elective courses we have for our local masters. So we do not do anything specific for them. They simply come and join you, our local students, in the elective courses that we offer. And also mobility students coming from other countries doing masters in photonics in Europe can apply for Erasmus Mobility. And again, they join us usually in their second year to make the elective courses. So all this together to put some numbers and see how big the community is. So usually we have somewhere between 25 and 30 students from our local master. Then we have around 6, 7 students from the Europhotonics program and 10, 15 students with Erasmus Mobility. So altogether, the community, it's around 40 students or a little bit more than that. Quite international, because if you look to the number of the students coming from abroad, plus the foreign students that get into our local master, more or less half of the community comes from abroad. And then, of course, we have to stick to English for everything, for teaching, for communication, for exams, for material, and so on and so on. And as background, most of the people in statistics, most of the people come from physics or physical engineering, but also we have engineers coming from telecommunications, electric and electronics engineers. This is a bachelor where photonics is studied usually in other countries, like in Germany, for example, or even France. Then optics and optometry and other engineers. Lately, we have also students, every year, students from nanoscience and nanotechnology, and so on and so on. So the objectives of the program are quite broad. Our idea is to give you a basis, a very good basis of optics and electromagnetism and photonics in general, and then let you specialize in different areas of photonics, considering both fundamental and applied aspects. So the program is thought in such a way that you are free to choose the elective courses that will bring you mostly towards research and academia, if you think to do a PhD thesis, or towards applied photonics if your plan is to work in a company. We are very flexible in this sense. The program does not have a specialization, so you are free to choose the elective courses more or less depending on your interest. Of course, we guide you and we recommend you, depending where you want to go, um, which are the most important courses. Also, one of the important objectives of the program that it's maybe a little bit difficult to see now, but you will be aware of that at the end of the program if you decide to join, is to make contacts and networking both in academia and industry. What I mean with that is that you are going to not only know each other, that at the end you create a network and you will see that you are going to see each other in the future and collaborate and meet in different um, actions and conferences and institutions, but also you will meet a lot of people coming from research and industry that will represent, let's say, the first contact point to your scientific career in the future. So you will be free to talk to these people, to see what they do, where they are. They are sharing advertisements for PhDs, for job and internships. So you will have many, many opportunities to start your scientific career within this network that we create in the master program. If we go to the courses, the program is divided between 20 compulsory courses. Here we have 2 leveling courses, Introduction to Photonics and Beam Propagation and Fourier Optics. For example, for somebody coming from physics, you will find things that you already saw in the bachelor, but many others that you don't. And the objective is to focus the knowledge you already have towards photonics and try to explain you how you are going to use them into the elective courses. For those of you who come from engineering or optics and optometry, that's a lot of novelty here and a lot of things that you have to know before starting the electives. Aside of these 10 credits, we have a lab course, quite extended, of 5 credits with different laboratory sessions, and a course dedicated to business and patents in photonics. We think that it is interesting to know what this is about, independently if you are going to use it or no in the future. In this moment, you don't know. So we think it's very important to have an idea about these transversal skills that will probably be helpful to some of you. And then the elective courses are divided in 4. We don't want to call them specializations because that's not the case. We call them topical area in the sense that, for example, if one is interested in quantum optics, which are the electives we recommend to follow? Well, we have 6, 7 electives in each block. Here we have 7 electives that somebody can choose if the idea is to go towards this direction. For optical engineering, there are these 5 elective courses. I'm not entering into details because there are so many. For biophotonics and imaging, there are these 5 elective courses. And then there is this chapter in green here, materials, nanophotonics, and photonic circuits. That's a kind of useful thing for any kind of application. Also, independently, if you want to do quantum optical engineering or biophotonics, you need to know about photonic materials. You need to know a little bit of nonlinear optics. You need to know nanophotonics because that's implemented everywhere. You need to know optoelectronics and photovoltaics, and so on and so on. So we have a lot of elective thing that each student has to do 8 elective courses. So 8 elective courses, we have 24 elective courses to offer for you to choose only 8. Okay. The calendar, I recommend you to go to the webpage and take a look to the details of the calendar of this year. But basically, we start in September. I'll go here. Maybe it's easier to see. We start in the middle of September, 12th of September, and then we have 1 month from 12th of September to, maybe here you see it better. Okay. From 12th of September to 10th of October, more or less, we have 1 month where we focus intensively only into the core courses, Introduction to Photonics and Beam Propagation. And starting with 10th of September, more or less, we start the first block of electives. So the first block has 6 teaching weeks in an intensive manner, the corresponding exams, and an activity week. Then we start the second block. So we finish these elective courses. We start the other block of electives, again, 6 teaching weeks, 1 exam weeks, and 1 activity weeks. And the same for the third block. In the middle of April, we finish all the lectures, and you have 100% of time to dedicate to the master thesis from April to July, the end of July, or beginning of September. So students have 2 options to present the master thesis. At the end of July, this is the recommended one. But in the case that we know that time it's very tight, and usually the master thesis level is very high, and if somebody needs the month of August to write the report and prepare the presentation, there is also the option to make the presentation at the beginning of September, before the starting of the new academic year, so before September 11. We have many opportunities for the master thesis. I recommend you to go to the webpage. We still have not published the list for 24-25. We are working on it now. We will publish it probably in 2 weeks or something like this. So in 2 weeks, you will have the proposal for this year, just to take a look. But anyway, you can take a look to the list of proposal for 23-24, just to get an idea of which kind of subjects we are talking about. Aside of the proposals that come from the 4 institutions of our program, there is also the possibility to undergo the master thesis in an external research center or company, if this is of your interest, or to make an Erasmus mobility somewhere else in Europe to make the master thesis abroad. Okay? So other interesting things. Yeah. Here, we will send you this presentation. Here we have the links to all the different research groups participating in the program, just to see what they do. And if you have something in mind, at the beginning of the program, you can see who exactly is working on the subject you are interested in. Of course, at the Institute of Photonic Sciences, if you take a look to the webpage, you will see all these different groups, and you have to go one by one to see what happened. Other characteristics of the program, we do not have grants offered by the university, but we do have a lot of grants. Many of them, more than half of the students, get grants offered by the companies or research groups within the master thesis development. So these are a kind of internships, let's say, that are advertised by the groups or by the companies when they offer their master thesis. And that's a possibility, a real possibility that it happens every year. But it's not something we can offer from the scratch and put it on the website, because it is an agreement between the student and the master thesis supervisor. Every time it is possible, these kind of grants are offered. And this year we also had, this is a little bit farther on the presentation. Let me go here and then I'll come back. This year we had also an advertisement for 10 master program grants called by the Catalan Quantum Academy. This is an associations of academia and companies working on quantum science and technology in Catalonia. So they called 10 grants for different master programs running here in the area. And two of these grants has been awarded to two students of the Master in Photonics this year. So probably next year, this call will appear again. It is for those of the students who have the idea to go towards quantum direction. So these are the grants I told you about for the master thesis. It's somewhere around 450 euros per month for 4 or 5 months, depending how much your master thesis is extended, and also collaboration with companies or external centers and so on and so on. Okay, so that's a possibility you can keep in mind, because it's interesting. Also, another characteristics of the program, here in Barcelona, there is a cluster of all the companies and academic centers working in photonics, but especially companies. It is called Southern European Cluster of Photonics and Optics. Actually, it has been established by one of our former students, maybe 10 years ago. They grabbed together all the companies working in photonics in Spain, and they also have contributions from Portugal and the south of France. The master is member of SECFO, so this means that the students have direct access to the link with the companies. The companies are sending advertisements when they have a job position called, and the students can send their curriculum to the cluster, and the cluster will disseminate it among the different companies and try to match what the company needs with what the student is looking for. So that's an important thing that our students are taking advantage of. What else? In the activity weeks, if you remember, when we took a look to the schedule, between one block and the other, after the exams, we have 1 week that it's called activity week. In this activity week, we are running the labs. So on Monday and Friday, you would have 4 hours laboratory session each day. And the 3 days in the middle, we organize different things. We can organize visit to different companies, seminars, people coming to the program to give seminars and presenting different techniques or different facilities, both from companies and also researchers. So there are 3 days that you take a lot of advantage on to make this networking that I was telling at the beginning with the people in the branch working in photonics. We also organize a scientific writing and editing workshop. It's 1 day long. It's organized by an external company. This is not part of the academic curriculum, but we think it is very important for master students, and a lot of different seminars. There is also a spring school organized in the framework of the Europhotonics program. So this is not exactly for our local master program. However, our local students are also invited to participate. They cannot receive full economical support, but there is an economical support. And those of you who are interested to go, they are welcome. And usually 4 or 5 students from our local master are going. And at the end, of course, we finished with the graduation ceremony at the end of the year. So I think I told you already that the future careers are very broad. I just leave this slide with few ideas where your colleagues are, and also tell you that I should have included here. I will include it in the slides that will be sent to you. We have a LinkedIn profile where you can enter and you can see what the former students of the program are doing, where they are, which are their career path, and you will see that everybody is doing pretty well. And we have representatives both in companies as in academia. All the information, the detailed information about everything I told you is on our website. So maybe let me go out from this presentation and switch one moment to the web page. This is the web page of the master program. So side of the general information, when one can see the fees and everything. If you go to the academic year 24-25, this is the one we have in course now, but things are very similar from one year to the other. You can see here the most important thing is, okay, so you have information about pre-registration and admission. Can see how can you apply and which documents do you need. But probably the most important thing before is to go to the course program and timetable, and down low, for example, if you click here in curriculum, you see all these elective courses that I mentioned. And if you enter in any of these elective course, you see exactly the description, you see the contents, you see who is the professor who's giving the course, literature, and so on and so on. So I think it's not useful but needed, no, to make a detailed study of all these things before you take a decision. Also, on the left side, you have this link to the academic staff. We included here all the different professors. If you click on one of the professors, you can see a very short curriculum. What is he doing? Where is he working? Which is his research field? I think it is important to know who your professors are. It is at the master level, this is a very, very important thing. So you can go one by one and see exactly who they are and what they are doing. Then, if you are interested, you can go further and look for them in LinkedIn or other scientific networks where we have our work posted. Okay. Let me go here. You have also the timetable. It is important to take a look on. If you click here, you see the detailed timetable of this academic year with this calendar that I showed you before. But if you go a little bit further, you see exactly how the lectures are distributed to get an idea. So as you can see here, let me go to this block. As you can see here, all the lectures are in the afternoon from 2 to 8. The program is quite dense, but not everybody is choosing the same elective courses. So everybody is doing the blocks in yellow here, representing core courses. But then depending on the electives, you can choose 3 electives per block, more or less. No? So depending on the electives you choose, you will have one schedule or the other. In the mornings, we only have a slot reserved for seminars on Wednesday, but this does not mean we have one seminar every Wednesday. We have it only from time to time. We send you the information in advance, so you can think a little bit how to organize the academic year if you are thinking to apply. And this is the link to the master thesis proposals that I told you before. How does it work? And this is the list of proposals we had this year. So you can count the number of proposals we have, and you will see that definitely we have more proposals than students, which means that you can really choose what you want, what you like. It's better to interview with more than one supervisor and decide finally which is the subject you are going to choose. I recommend you strongly to take a look and see. And another thing that I want to draw you the attention on the web page, you see we have here a link called PhD and job advertisements. If you click inside, you will see all the different positions that we have been aware of in the last year. Everything gets posted here I'm aware that even people from outside of our program is checking this job advertisement. But if you ask yourself if you have if after the master it will be easy to find a job or not, just try to count how many PhD and job advertisement we received in 2024, just 2024. So you can scroll, you can scroll, you can scroll, and you will see there are many, 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 many different advertisements. Some of them are coming to us, to the executive committee, and they are looking precisely for the master in photonics profiles. Others, we find them here and there, and everything gets posted here to your at your hand to decide if you want to apply or not. But there are, I haven't counted them, but there are many, many, many different positions. So from my side, nothing else. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, I'm ready to answer. Maybe we can, Esther, can we make a first round of questions, or you want to make the presentation of the first the administrative side? What do you prefer?
I think it's better to mm, to do the presentation, administrative presentation, and then
Okay,
uh, resolve
okay, okay,
questions.
okay, great. So then I stop sharing. Esther, she's the coordinating of the administrative area of the academic secretariat at the telecommunication school in Barcelona. So they take care, we take care of all the teaching part, let's say, that, but the academic part, but they are taking care of all the many different things that you need, from the registration, all the administrative things that come together with a program like that. So Esther will tell details about how can you apply, documents required, and process, and so on and so on. So Esther, whenever you are ready.
Okay, thanks, Krina. Well, my colleague, Biel Crespo, will briefly present the most relevant facts you need to know to successfully pre-enrollment in our website. Um,
Yes, we
Wait a
will.
minute,
Yeah,
please.
Esther will share a screen with a few slides to explain a bit the academic process that you need to follow for this to successfully pre-enroll.
Biel, you can start when you want.
Perfect. So first of all, um, this is the presentation for the successful pre-enrollment, and these are the links to the tutorial video and the instructions for when you need to complete the pre-enrollment process that you will have available for whenever you need it. So the pre-enrollment period will begin the 13th of January and will be available until mid-June. At this link here, you will find the number of places available for each of the master's programs offered by the school. The final decision of unadmitted and excluded students will be published at the end of July, and the classes will start in September 2025. At this link, you will find the academic calendars, and you can find all the information about the Master in Photonics through all these links in this slide. So now I will detail the steps to follow the pre-enrollment process. First of all, you must register as a candidate. It is very important to specify your degree and the university where you are studying right now. As part of this process, you will need to attach the following documents. Um, that you can see in this slide. It depends on whether if you are from UPC, from a university of another part of Spain, or a foreign university, you will have to upload these different kinds of documents. This table will be available for you in the presentation that will be sent later for you, so you can check calmly which are the required documents in your case. So after completing the registration process as a candidate, you will select the master's program you wish to apply for. Your application will only be evaluated after you pay the 30.21 euros fee, and this fee must be paid for each master program you apply for. And this step is essential if you want to submit your application for admission. Otherwise, we will not receive your information. So if you're accepted, into a master's program, which we hope you are, is it essential that you accept the spot in order to proceed with enrollment. The platform for most administrative procedures and enrollment is a secretaria, to which you will gain access once you are admitted to the program. Through a secretaria, you must make a payment of 300 euros to secure your spot in the program. This payment is also crucial for requesting the admission letter, which is required for visa application procedures and all this stuff. And these 300 euros will be later discounted from the total price of the first semester enrollment. So this is like an advance of the first enrollment to the master. Regarding the scholarships and study grants from the Spanish government, they are not available for international students. So if you have Spanish nationality and you wish to apply for a ministry scholarship, remember that you have to apply for it before knowing whether you have or not been accepted to the master program. The scholarship application period has not yet been published, but is expected to be between mid-March and mid-May 2025 as it was for last year. And finally, here are the different ways to contact us. You have the email of masters, the Secretaría email, the students mobility for mobility issues, and for internships, we have this email also and the different telephones. And remember that we are located in B3 building in Campus North. So if you want to attend to a physical appointment, you will have to come here. If you have any questions, now we will stop recording. I think we have to stop the recording and you can start making questions.
Okay, so we open the floor for questions, both from both parts of the presentation.